Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. I made a box for birthday cards and thank you cards. Oh, must be about 6 years ago, and a lady messaged me the other day saying, could I make a smaller one that maybe holds about 6 or 7 cards? I have done. I've used old cardstock. This is Rococo Rose. Added a bit of shimmer card. I haven't decorated the back or the sides of the lid yet, but this is just a prototype. So this is old cardstock. The lid comes off, and this will hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cards. You may squeeze another one in there, but this will hold 7 cards in their cello bags as well. So maybe if you're American, you will have, well, this measures, let me see, about 6.5 when fully made by an inch. Is it yeah, an inch wide. So it's a beautiful box. If you're stacking them, oops, look at that, lid fits on beautiful. Exactly the same lid, exactly the same box, just made a little bit thinner. The other one was 3 inches, I think. You could add your birthday up the side if you're stacking them on on a shelf like this. But I think it's so pretty. You could stack these in a gorgeous box somewhere. You could have one that says happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations, thanks a million, speedy recovery. I don't know about the save the date, but you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little boxes. I might even make a box to keep the boxes in the boxes, but you could just pull them out, or you could label them on top as well as on the front. So when they're in your box, you can see that it says happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations, thanks a million, and maybe get well soon, speedy recovery, same thing. But I think these would be, and not only that, would make a perfect, beautiful gift box to give to somebody as a present. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to decorate the whole lid this time. I've already done my paper, and I'm sticking to this designer series paper. I found loads of it. It comes in Petal Peach, Rococo Rose, and I think it's beige colour. I can't remember if it was crumb cake or not, but this is the design, the glimmer paper I'm adding on this time. Instead of having the Rococo Rose, I'm having the, I think it's Melon Mambo or Poppy Parade. I've already lined them. I will show, these are for the lid. These are for the sides, the base, and the bottom. You don't have to decorate the bottom, but I'm going to hold up the measurements. You will literally need 3 pieces of cardstock, 2 at 8.5 by 5 3/4. So yes, you beautiful ladies in America can make this as well. And then you'll need 1 at 10.5 by 5. Your layers will be 6 1/4 by 1 3/4, 2 of them, and 2 at 6 1/4 by 3/4, and 2 at 1 3/4 by 3/4. That's for the lid. The box itself is 2 by 6 1/4 by 4.5, and 2 at 4.5 by 3/4. Then the DSP, some of it I've cut down 1/4 of an inch, some of it I've only cut down 1/8 of an inch, because I think the strips, if they're 1/4 of an inch gap, unlike the lid and the sides, see how much of a gap you've got there all round. I think if I'd have put a big gap all round there, you'd have had hardly any paper. So that's why I've done slightly smaller. So for the lid, you'll need 2 at 6 by 1.5, 2 at 6 by 5/8, and 2 at 1.5 by 5/8. And for the box, you'll need 2 at 6 by 4 1/4, and 2 at 4 1/4 by 5/8. But I'll hold them there. You can pause, take a screenshot, or just pause, write it all down, and then come back and make it with me. This is the first time I've used the Sweetly Scripted yet, and I've just done the happy birthday to show that it's a birthday box. But again, you could do happy anniversary, congrats. I might do the thanks in a million this time. I love the font on that And I got a piece which is 3/4 of an inch, which I can cut down, or it will layer up on the front. This is 3/4 of an inch by 6, and I'm using my, I think it's a D block. No, it's an I block actually. Woo-hoo. So I'm going to change this one to thanks. A million thanks. So I've got a birthday box now. I will use a thank you box for my next one. They're my card pieces. And these are the old Magenta Madness. Hence I'm going, I want the 3 tones, the dark pink, the deeper shiny pink, and then the paler Rococo Rose. So there's my lid. This is my base and bottoms and side. These are for the box. This is for the lid. Let me stamp my sentiment because I want it to dry and I want to smear it. And this one's going to be slightly longer than my birthday one because I know it's upside down, but I don't mind. I can trim this down then, see? Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. A million thanks. Isn't that cute? So I'll leave that to dry. Got to clean, got to clean, got to clean. Oh, and it cleans a treat. Well, that's all the stamping we're doing. Unless you want to do a nice flower, die cut that out, stick that up the side, maybe some beautiful leaves poking out. That's entirely up to you. So let's pop that aside. I'm going to get my score board. Oh, you're going to need, I'm going to do it on here because with the lid, we're going to do some scoring and cutting. So, the lid, have I wrote down the scores? Yes. The lid, it's 2 inches. But if you look on your trimmer, you've got 2 inches. And then a tiny little fraction before you've got the 5 centimetre. If you've got this trimmer, see the 5 centimetres so close to the 2 centimetre. We're going to just score this at 5 centimetres on all 4 sides, and that reason gives you that tiny little fraction extra in the lid, so it slips on and off without being too mega tight. So look at that, it fits beautiful, slides on gorgeous, and because we've done it at 5 centimetre, it just fits perfect and it's not going to come off. If I'd have done it at maybe 1 7/8, it would be too baggy, my lid would be. So I'm taking this to the 5 centimetre mark, which is like less than a 1/16 away from the 2 inches. And I'm just going to score all 3 sides at 5 centimetres. And it's so simple. But we're going to do some cutting and trimming, and then we're going to get on with the other bit. So we're doing the lid first. So 5 centimetres. Or you can put it at the 2 and pull back just a fraction, which takes you to 5 centimetres. So you've got this tiny little bit, but you've got these gorgeous deep sides. So take your scissors and just for now trim up your score lines just on each side, but do it from the short end up, don't do it that way. So turn it round and cut up to the score line. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to fold back the little flaps in between. Oh, she said when she, so pull them back and then put it back in your trimmer at 1 inch. Cover the 1 inch, don't go up to the 1 inch, cover the line on the 1 inch and cut them off. You don't need those. Then flick it round on the other side again, put it in at the 1 inch but cover the line. You don't have to be mega. You can do it slightly small if you want, but you don't need to. But that is all you're going to cut off. So now your lid's going to look like so. So then you can burnish your other score lines. I'm just going to hand do them for a minute just to show you. And then what we're going to do, we're going to fetch our lid over. We're going to cross these over. And then this is going to fit. And we want it to fit right up to the ends. So there's not even any neat reason to notch on the inside. So you're going to fold, fold, and then, well, I might have to notch that little one. I'm going to take away the score line actually, just a fraction. The other side's perfect. But I'm just taking away the score line. Let me see if that fits now. They don't meet in the middle because we've pulled them out to 5 centimeters. Tiny, tiny little bit of score line on this side as well. And it's a fraction. Just remove the score line. But do it on the middle section. You don't have to do it on these sections. So let me just check. Because I cut them off, it's literally minute, just taking away the score line. Tiny, tiny little bit. That's it. It's so minute. You don't need any more than that removing. Oops, I'm just getting my bits out of the way. So, and then, like I'm saying, we're going to fold our lid. Just pop them under for a sec. We're going to fold the lid and we're going to close that. And it gives us those two, and you're just going to line those edges up, top and bottom, and the same on this side. And we'll glue that in a moment. But there's your lid. How cute is that? Now with this box, you're going to start on the short side and we're just going to score at 1 inch on 3 sides. The 2 short sides, turn it, and then we're going to score it along the long side and then back to the short side. So this is the first part. Now go to the bottom, which is the long side. On one of them, trim up and remove the score line. And then remove the score line on this side as well. You don't need it on one of the pieces. So remove the score line. So again, cut up and remove the score line. On the next one we're going to cut up, but then we're going to mitre, so don't cut off those ones. So that's the front of our box, and now we're going to do exactly the same, but we're not going to trim off, but start with the short side, 1 inch score, long side, 1 inch, and the back to the short side, 1 inch, and that's all you're going to need your trimmer for. And then again, I'm going to cut up the score line, but just to the side of it, and then we're going to mitre just a little bit, just to remove the score line. And you can take a little fraction off this side as well. And then again, we're going to do up this just before this, just after the score line. So we're taking away the score line when we mitre. Just taking a tiny, tiny little bit. Look, that's all it is. That's all we're taking. These are just score lines I've cut off. And then I actually like to turn it over and cut from the score line down. That way I know I'm not going to go past it. But there we are. There we are, should I say, not ha-ha. And again, now we can just burnish all our score lines. Perfect. And then we can burnish these score lines. If when you fold over, if you've got anything sticking out, just trim it down, keep it level, because we wanted to cut away the score line. But mine is nice and beautiful and square. So there we are. And now we're going to attach one piece. And we're going to go up to that score line and attach. I'm going to use my wet glue because it gives me a tiny little bit of wiggle space, she says. So, and we will glue those, but not yet because we're going to hide those. So take this piece, make sure it's level at the top, level all the way down to the score line, and if you want, just to check, lift that up, and then you can burnish that in. We're going to hide these flaps. There's going to be no seams inside. So then we need to attach glue on this section. Try not to go over like I just did. And then we're going to fold on the second score line, making sure it's lined up along the top, and then just fold that flap over and give that a burnish. If you've got any little extra, just take it off. And then fold it the other way, so both our seams are at the back of the box. So lay it flat. Perfect. And then what we're going to do, we're going to tuck one in, hide our flaps in there, and then this one is going to tuck over, so we've got no seams inside to disrupt our cards. Just stand this up. You're just gonna, you can't glue this one down because you can do under the flap for a sec if you want. Just keep that nice and straight. And then we're gonna glue the flap down itself. And pull that across. Now all our seams are at the back. It takes, and if you're using a different glue, just give it a chance to go off. My art glitter glue is brilliant when I can get it right up to the edge. There we go. Don't worry if it oozes out, just use your finger and just get that. You could just go in with your bone folder and push down. Now when I want to attach the lid, I'm going to add my lid on the top. I'm just going to roughly fold just so I can keep it down, and then I'm going to fold my sack. It's only because it's got a square edge. I'm going to give that a little squirt. It will not come all the way to the edge, but don't worry, it's just got to stay flat whilst we glue our other section down. Now it's this one that needs to be straight. Come on, glue, glue, glue. Do you know when it works, it works. And then I'm gonna lash. I'm not gonna lash, I'm just putting plenty on. And then I'm gonna hold this in place so I've got a nice seam. You will have seams on your lid, both sides, don't worry. It's just a lid, and when it's all pretty, we can disguise that. So again, I'm just closing it. This is a really nice box lid, but once you close it, just add a squirt just to keep that flap in place. And then we're going to fetch this across. Make sure it's got nice straight edges and we're not bulking it in either way. And again, just going to hold that over and run my fingers down the side. That way I know it's got nice smooth edges. So there's our lid, and it fits beautiful. You can take this out now and give it a good rubbing. I just wanted the square edges off the box to make sure my lid was nice. And it fits like a dream. And it's not, well, she says that it's not coming off. It won't come off once I got my designer series paper on. So I've got a strip for the bottom. You don't have to have a bottom piece. I just cut it and then realised I've got a strip cut. But if you want to jazz up this box, that's a little bit narrow. There we go. These are for the sides. Maybe that was a spare piece and I just added DSP to it, I don't know. But you don't tend to see much of the side, but it gives it a lovely decoration. And if you wanted, you could have even put that bottom piece in on the inside of the lid, but no one's going to see that either. Isn't that cute? And then we've got our front and back panel. Now, if you wanted, you could use a 2-inch circle punch to give yourself a big thumb hole. I'm telling you what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to grab the cards out of here just for stability. Just so when I'm gluing stuff down. There we go. I've got something to grip onto without it falling. But isn't that absolutely beautiful? Love that sentiment. So let's get our piece. Add a bit more glue because it's going off. Nice big borders. Beautiful. It just gives me something to smooth the edges down. And then we've got some for the back. You could even use your alphabet and write mixed cards if you want to put a selection of different cards in. You don't have to have all birthday cards or all thank you cards, but if you're doing it as a collection, so you've got an assortment of cards to give out either as a gift or just have them in your arsenal, as we would say. I'm going to pop my lid on. Look at that, it fits beautiful now. I mean, it took me all of 10 minutes to cut out the layers and then another 10 minutes to cut out all the DSP and glue it down. Isn't that beautiful? So these are my seams at the back, I can see them. So this is the back of the box, this is the front. I mean, you could stack these side by side. The only thing is you're going to have seams both sides on your lid and that's all. But that's all. Nobody's going to notice that because your box is so pretty. That's perfect. This is our top strip. Oops. I mean, there's no point you seeing me cut and layer lots of designer series paper, and maybe I cut that a bit too small, but it's supposed to be 3/4 of an inch. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch. My box is an inch, and then we got the little flaps for on the side. And again, I cut this 1/8 of an inch on the designer series paper because these are such small pieces, but they match up with the front and the back, and they line up with the sides, and again the other side, and that's it. This is that cute little box, but would make perfect gifts to dish out. Let me just make sure it's straight. So there's no seams here and here. This is the front of the box. The seams are on the back. So this, I know now, is the front. So I'm going to trim down my sides just a little bit. Because my box is 6.25, I'm going to make sure this is, let's do 5 inches. Oh no, let's do 5 1/4. Maybe I can cut this side down a little bit more, so let's do 5 inches. Just so we've evened up the sentiment. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Put my glue away, which I filled up last night, so it's oozing everywhere. You won't, it's only going on the front of your box, so I'm only using 3. You could add a beautiful ribbon. I don't think, if you're going to stack these boxes in a box, or if you're giving them away as a gift, by all means pop a beautiful ribbon on there. And I'm just going to make sure I've got about even. I don't want to press unless I know I've got it roughly even. That's cute, but look at that, absolutely beautiful. So I will have to, I've got a couple more cards here that I can put in this box, but happy birthday in one, thank yous in another. Again, there's the measurements, and this one's for Brenda, who asked me to make a slightly smaller storage box that I've made before. So this is good for American sizes, Euro sizes, UK sizes, absolutely beautiful. I do have my ribbon. I'm just thinking, yeah, that would go, but I'm not going to waste my new ink colours. What I am going to do, I'm going to use some of this gorgeous ribbon. Tie myself a bigger bow. This is 1/2 inch. But wouldn't these make beautiful gifts? And I'm going to pull it. I'm going to pull it, but not too tight. I don't want it to squash it. Absolutely gorgeous. Ribbon scissors. Just to make sure they're pretty even. Love that. I love this box. If you want me to make it and show you, it's so easy. And it just rolls your ribbons back in without you having to take lids off, and it's got little holes, keeps them poking out. Perfect. And that little bow is absolutely beautiful. Just love that. I haven't pulled it too tight. Just twisting those. Oh, get some glue dots. I'll go it the right way round. And I'm just going to put it just under the lid, roughly in the centre. I'm going to pop this gorgeous, gorgeous bow on. And if you want, you could add. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to grab myself another glue dot just to put under this end. I don't know if you're going to see it, but I just want my tails to hang down a little bit prettier. Oh, that's so cute. There we go. There is that beautiful birthday box, thank you gift card box, just made on a smaller scale. Seams are at the back and a lid comes off a dream, and it fits the cards all the way up to the cello bags, and the lid fits on beautiful. Because we pulled it out a fraction, that sits and just folds into place, leaving my little bow in place. So there we go, we've got a birthday, we've got a thank you, we've got our measurements. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you give it a go. I'd love to see your creations. Maybe use some cardstock instead of DSB and run it through bone folders. Listen to me. Run it through some embossing folders, and that way, whoops, little fly on my desk. I eat fruit, a lot of fruit though. So that way you could, instead of having to waste, or not waste, but use up so much designer series paper if you don't keep it in stock and only use current stuff. But if you've got leftover cardstock or even white, run it through an embossing folder, and then you've got a beautiful pattern as well. You don't have to add the layers. As you can see, I didn't add layers on this one. The only layer I added was this strip of shiny paper, just to emphasize the shine on the cardstock. And again, you don't even have to decorate the back. Obviously I missed those two little bits, but just the front, the top and the sides would have been plenty. This one's decorated all around. This one would go for a gift, but fill them with 7 cards. Maybe if you got less bulk and no dimensionals, you might get even 8 to 10 cards in this box, but you definitely get 5 fully loaded cards in there very comfortably. I've got 7 in this one, maybe even 6 if you've got them fully loaded. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. All glory to our great Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. Gives us these talents to share with each other and to motivate each other and to spread some joy to each other. So until next time, I hope you enjoy, and be good, to be kind to each other. Take care, my darlings. Oh, wait there. Let me just thought what I'm going to do now. I've got some love hearts off that. Oh, I don't know if anybody's a bit too big. What are they? Oh, I'm going to find some. Oh, I'm going to get them down. Some little gems. If you want to really make it special. And I'm just going to put a little gem on the either end. And the same with the birthday. Just going to add one either side. Oh, they're so beautiful. I love it. You could find some bigger gems, I suppose. But they were just staring at me as I was looking up. So I thought, add the gems, Gaynor. But there we are. There we are. Beautiful gift box to store your handmade cards or to give out as a gift. Absolutely beautiful. Birthday, a million thanks. You could do an anniversary, congratulations, a speedy recovery, and you could have yourself a whole set of different cards waiting on the go to just pull out of a box. When your box is getting low, you can make a set of cards, pop them in and replenish them. Absolutely beautiful. But there we have it. Take care, my darlings. I love you all millions, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Bye.